Good afternoon, gamers. Welcome to the stream. I'm gonna have my webcam off for the first little bit until the episode actually starts. I'm gonna have my webcam off for this first part, but then once it starts, I'll turn the webcam on. But hi, welcome to the stream. Uh, Today we got the long-awaited Simone versus Kyle. Uh, which, as far as I know, is a matchup that really only started because everybody really wanted a DC character to lose. That's as far as I'm aware. That's the reason that the matchup started becoming popular. One guy who watched Gurren Lagann 15 years ago was like, "Wait, guys, wait a minute, we have a chance." But then it kind of naturally evolved into, all right, we don't care if the DC character wins or not. We just wanna see Gurren Lagann. I have not watched it until recently. I started watching it after the episode got announced after Chief versus Slayer. And then I started watching it. I finished Gurren Lagann a couple nights ago, and it was pretty good. Uh, I will admit, while I was watching the first two thirds of it, I was like, okay, this is really good. I dig this a lot. This is really, really good. I don't quite see best anime of all time yet, but hey, this does remind me of Kill la Kill for some reason. One Google search later, turns out the guy who worked on this left and then made Studio Trigger. So I'm like, oh, okay, duh, that explains it. I'm a genius. But once we got to Act 3, once we got to the time skip, once we got to Act 3, then I was like, oh yeah, it's all coming together. Oh wow. The anti-spiral energy. The anti-spiral energy for Kuzco. Kuzco's anti-spiral energy. Yeah, yeah. Act 3 was where I was like, okay, this is goated. And also Act 3 is where like all the feats come in. Like the entire time I'm watching, I'm like, okay, hey, listen, look, I can't do any of this shit, so good for you, but I don't see versus DC Herald anywhere here. Uh, and then they blow up the fake moon, and I'm like, okay, whatever. The moon. Who cares? Superman can sneeze and blow up the moon. Uh, uh, how do you like that? I'm drilling on the moon, you idiot. But then after the moon, like the last like 4 episodes, the last 4 episodes are where all the actual feats come in. Are where all the actual feats come in, and uh, arguably the final episode is all we care about. Just the final episode on its own. It's like, okay, all right, yeah. Speaking of time skip though, um, I was unaware there was a time skip, even though I've definitely seen pictures of adult Simone before, but I didn't know. But for some reason, I didn't clock it. So when I started watching the show, and I'm like, gee, he looks like he's fucking 8. What is it with Lantern Corps having beefs with little kids? Hal Jordan has beef with a 10-year-old. Kyle Rayner's about to have beef with an 8-year-old. And then the time skip happens, and I'm like, oh, okay, wait, never mind. He's swole. Never mind, he's now epic. I was like, I don't know how they're gonna contextualize that, but no, all right, it's all right. Kyle will not be fighting a literal child. Uh, I do wonder how the fight's gonna progress though, because I guess I imagine he's gonna start out in Lagann, and then it's gonna slowly turn into I now am wearing a Galaxy robot. But I'm just like is Kyle gonna beat the shit out of him, and then Simone's gonna be like, hey yo, well, hold up, Chief, time out. I gotta go get the moon real quick. I'll be right back. Like, I think that's like the only thing where I'm really like, what are they gonna do? And like typically these fights are like 3 to 5 minutes. It's like I don't know how you're gonna are we gonna start in like what was it, Arc Gurren? Are we gonna start with that? Like I will be surprised uh if anything before the final 4 episodes is relevant to the debate side of things. Obviously, talking about story and characterization and stuff, obviously you want to include all the earlier stuff. You don't want to jump into, guys, let me tell you about a guy who drilled the moon and that's it. That's all anyone cares about him for. No. I'll let go over his story, his character, whatever. But I am going to be surprised if anything prior to the last 4 episodes is super duper relevant. It really, like, they really, like, any other anime, it's like blowing up the moon would be an entire season. In this show, it's like, oh, 3 episodes. Hey guys, we gotta go blow up the moon. We gotta go shoot the moon. And then 3 episodes later, Simone's like, I did it. Yeah. I did it because I wanted to. I felt like it. I pissed on the moon. Yeah, I don't know. I'm obviously not expecting the animation to reach Studio Trigger levels. They obviously do not have the budget for that. But I don't know. We'll see. I'll also I know absolutely nothing about Kyle. I watched Gurren Lagann ahead of time in preparation for this. Obviously, I'm not reading 30, 40 years worth of comics in a month or ever really. But so I will be learning about Kyle. The only things that I know is that apparently he's a little bit of a weeb and he has summoned a construct that looks like a legally distinct Gurren Lagann. So I don't know if this is gonna be one of those things where he's like technically aware of Simone's existence, but like they won't bring it up, or I'm also fully expecting one. I know they're not gonna help themselves. I'm fully expecting at least one, anywhere between 1 to 3 Ben 10 versus Green Lantern references. I was in my hotel room at MomoCon 2019 when that episode dropped, and I watched it, and I had no strong opinions one way or the other. I thought it was a-okay. It was an episode of Death Battle. Little did I did not find out until the bloodshed and the capital D discourse until like a couple of years later. I was like, people died in the war over this verdict. I don't give a shit about the verdict. I don't care. I rewatched the episode recently, and I was like, yep, that was, hey, pretty good. I again had no strong feelings. I don't care about the verdict. I don't care about the math. Apparently, they got a lot of things in the ending wrong, like objectively, but other than that, whatever. I don't care. Uh, so we'll see if Kyle wins. I know to avoid every Death Battle comment section for the next forever. I mean, I already do that. I already try to avoid the comments as best as I can on these things. But sometimes some capital D discourse makes its way back to me. Let me know how the volume is also, by the way, real quick. The volume should be good. I think I'll bump it down a tiny bit. Teensy tiny bit. Yeah, just let me know if at any point the volume is beans. And funny thing is, I think MomoCon is this weekend too. Let me put the webcam on. Yeah, MomoCon is this weekend. So both Lantern episodes premiered at roughly the same time, like 6 years apart, which I just think is really talk about a coinky dink. What else do I predict? I said this on stream last night. during Mario Kart DS, which, by the way, after this, I will be continuing mission mode. We got 3 levels left. What the fuck was that noise? YouTube. What is YouTube? I feel like once a month YouTube changes this going live countdown, like once a month. Like who makes these? How much do they get paid? Can I do it? I said this on stream yesterday, but one of the feats, besides destroyed the moon and through galaxies, one of the feats is gonna be he's the only member of Team Gurren to survive eating Nia's cooking, a Lamau. So those are my predictions. My predictions are eating Nia's cooking is considered a feat as a joke, and that's it. That's all I got. And I guess the only thing I know about Kyle, which is he'll summon a Gurren Lagann construct. Just to be a dick. Just to be an ass. Alright, I'm excited. And it's also nice to be filming a reaction from my house again. Chief vs. Slayer I had to record at my girlfriend's house. And I had to keep my, like, volume minimal to not disturb people, and it was now I get to scream and shout and let it all out. Reacting with a Twitch chat is
Simone the Digger
is so much different than reacting by yourself.
With the willpower to pierce the heavens
is so different.
Conquer infinity. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick. And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Deep underground, Jiha Village lived in dreary isolation.
I have the YouTube chat closed. I'm not trying to see the bloodshed.
The young man who would lead his comrades into the sunlight at last.
Oh.
Kamina, the great and mighty.
Hold up. Okay, wait. I have another. I'm still gonna pause. This is live, but I'm still gonna pause during the analysis. The fight we're still gonna let rock. But I said this on stream last night too. Yoko, I've seen like pictures and merch of her before, and I'm gonna put myself on blast here. Feel free to yell at me. Every time I saw Yoko before, I didn't know she was from this show. I saw a girl with red hair, and I was like, oh, isn't that the girl from Fairy Tail? And I don't know anything about Fairy Tail either, so I don't know why I don't know. I see a redhead. I subconsciously I'm like, oh, it's the. I don't know why. Every piece of merch I see, she's never holding the gun. If she was holding the gun, I would be like, oh, it's okay. It's not from Fairy Tail. It's or whatever the fuck. But no, it's always just like, it's like she's never holding a gun on any of the body pillows that I see. What? Who's that?
His comrades into the sunlight at last. Kamina, the great and mighty. Oh, and his little brother from another mother, Simone. He was there too, I guess.
Simone was a digger, content to drill.
Pronounced Simone. No, I 100% called him Simon for a while. 100%. Likes mistakes, Nia, Kamina, drills, dislikes paperwork, authority, the anti-spiral. I also hate 2 out of those 3 things. I'm right there with you, my guy.
Through the dirt, until the day he found the core drill.
A key that activated the mysterious buried mech that Kamina named Lagann. Under his magnificently masculine leadership, Kamina finally drilled their way to freedom, seeing the sun after a life in the dark.
But the sky was by no means the limit. The surface was ruled by the cruel chimeric beastmen, and Kamina would lead his companions.
So, Kamina is like, so I was under the impression, when I was watching the show, I was like, wow, these first couple episodes, Kamina is in the robot with Simone. I guess he sticks around. I guess he's like technically part of Simone's arsenal. And then he has his kiss with Yoko, and then I was like, oh, he's gonna die. I got it now. I got it. I thought They do establish that Simone can pilot the thing by himself, but I was like, oh, he's in the communist in the cockpit all the time. I guess they have to give him outside help technically. Nah, he dies. It's okay. Don't worry. Simone, you got this.
The Earth for humanity, scoring a second mech in the process, aptly named.
You could
Gurren.
solo all the Green
Kamina and
Lanterns.
Simone's unbreakable brotherly bond, Gurren and Lagann merged, creating Gurren Lagann.
With
Another. I'm so sorry. Hey, I just watched the show. I want to talk about it a little bit. I always make the joke whenever like I hear the title of an anime. I'll always say, "Oh, this show is about Jujutsu and his best friend Kaizen." Oh, this show is about Yu Yu and his best friend Hakusho. For once, my joke is actually correct. It turned out Gurren and Lagann are two different things, and then they combine and they do a little and so I'm actually correct for once.
Kamina piloting the body and Simone the head, these two were unstoppable.
Of all the giant fighting robots in all the animes across history, Gurren Lagann might just be the absolute coolest, fueled by its pilot's willpower and capable of making any weapon they can imagine.
Including missiles, a jetpack, a sunglasses boomerang, and of course...
Drills! Wrist-mounted drills, kunai drills, shield drills, kamehameha drills, and everyone's favorite, the Giga
Simone saw Kamina and Yoko kiss, and he was like, "But I'm finna drill. I'm finna drill."
Drill Bureku! Side note, it is so funny that the only thing they could think of was drills.
That's
like
his famous
if I made
catchphrase. He's
booze
always
or
saying that.
something, My whole personality.
With Gurren Lagann's awesome power, Kamina laid waste to enemy forces, liberated human villages, and fomented a rebellion against the Beastmen King, Lord Genome.
Until Kamina died. Oh, wait, shit, was that supposed to happen?
Nope, and it was all Simone's fault. He let his willpower waver, and his soul brother paid the price. After all,
He
was
let
just
his
a
flaccid
humble digger
drill
at home
control
in the
his
darkness,
could
guided
control his
solely by the
willpower.
light of Kamina's spirit.
So his big bro left him with these final words. Have faith in the Simone who believes in you. Damn.
Kamina was the one looking up to him the whole time. It was Simone who found Lagann, Simone who pierced the surface, and Simone who would now lead humanity to victory.
Especially with his gal pal Nia at his side, who helped pull him out of his rut and kick Lord Genome's ass. But victory only lasted 7 years before the anti-spiral attacked.
Unimaginably powerful godlike aliens, the anti-spiral
Feeling the
humanity's
mood!
potential, what they dubbed the spiral nemesis.
Remember how Gurren Lagann runs on fighting spirit? Turns out that's just a manifestation of spiral power, an energy that all spiral beings, like humans, have. That's right, the laws of physics run on chutzpah.
Just as the spiral turned inward represents endless obsession and madness, the spiral turned outward spins forever into infinity, the perfect representation of humanity's evolutionary potential.
Potential Simone would use as he led Team Dai Gurren across the multiverse to take the fight to the anti-spiral. And this is when Gurren Lagann gets crazy.
Channeling spiral power lets you constantly
The last
adapt to
3
threats,
episodes.
no matter how
3 episodes.
overwhelming. Simone can create portals
An
to
hour and a
different
half,
realities
but it
and
feels
higher
like 3
dimensions.
weeks.
He can generate force fields, absorb energy attacks, and even merge Gurren Lagann with bigger and stronger machines.
Oh, okay, another thing. Okay, I forget if they ever address this whatsoever. There are like multiple times where, okay, so when it's like Simone and like one other person in the robot, it's one thing. But then when they combine with like bigger robots that have a bunch of people inside of them, and then the robot is like flailing around and it's getting spinned around and like everyone's just okay. Like at one point there's like what, like a quarter of humanity on the Ark, and then Simone combines with it, so everyone's on board or everyone's on board. And like at no point does anyone after like they get back to Earth, no one's like, ugh, I'm gonna be sick. I did like 5 million loop-de-loops. Like I don't know if they address that and I miss it, but there are like multiple times a quarter of humanity is on this ship in space and it's flying around doing ninja robot shit, giga drill, and everyone's okay. Like I guess the inside of any given version of Gurren Lagann like has its own gravity field or something. I guess they probably said like they probably said it that I missed it, but I think it's funny. I think it's funny. Like everyone's fine. The women, the babies, the pet dogs. Everyone's fine. Everyone is okay. Fight the power.
Gurren Lagann, which is strong enough to shatter
I have the
space and
willpower
time
to
with a
not
punch.
throw up my
Or
lunch.
The Super Galaxy Gurren Lagann, which can fire lasers that are fast enough to hit, and I quote, all time, space, and dimensions, all within a Planck instant.
That's
Yeah, who
the
cares?
smallest
Whatever.
unit of time physically
What? Who cares?
possible.
Meaning each
Batman can
laser
blow
would
up the
have to be
moon with prep
moving,
time. Who cares?
4.6 times 10 to the 117th power times faster than light. Oh, well, looks like this wins the award for fastest calculated speed feat in our show's history.
They edited.
Congratulations, Gurren Lagann.
They edited the fuck out of those zeros.
You've been dethroned. Oh, and the guidebook says they hit an innumerable number of enemies across infinite universes. You literally cannot calculate how fast that is.
But it wasn't enough to escape the Anti-Spiral's greatest trap, the Multiverse Labyrinth. An attack that imprisons Simone in his own unique multiverse, forced to experience an infinite number of alternate realities that controlled his mind, permanently arresting him in a dream world.
Except Simone and his spiral power are just
Yeah,
built
this-
different. And after
this also-
being inspired by his
Again, this is also this is also like you could stretch this out into a whole season of something if you wanted to. This is like it's like the concept of dream worlds that you're trapped in, interdimensional mazes. The concept is introduced, and then Simone breaks out in like 10 minutes. Like, actually, no, I'm out of here. He becomes self-aware in like 5 minutes. He's like, wait, no. My girlfriend's waiting for me. I gotta eat her shit cooking again. I'm out of here. My planet needs me. And then he ascends. It's just his willpower is like, no, we're not gonna draw this out into 800 seasons. We're just look. I got enough time for like 30 episodes max, and then that's it. I'm out.
Absorbed that whole multiverse.
I
to
got
escape.
a
What makes this
schedule.
even more impressive is that this labyrinth was
In the drama CD, what's the count?
dimensional.
That's yo 11 Ds.
What makes this even
In the drama CD, I only if there's anything else besides the anime, I only watch the anime. I don't know if there's anything else. In the drama CD, Otoko no Jokin, Gurren Lagann, an alternate Lord Genome seemingly manipulated 20D space, but this is a translation error and most likely refers to manipulating a twofold dimension. We were in like the 11th dimension for like again 2 episodes. I don't want to think about these other.
Even more impressive is that this labyrinth was 11 dimensional.
I'm having my own
Meaning
problems with
higher
1D.
dimensional
You know what I'm
structures,
saying?
Several orders of infinity greater than himself. The jump between dimensions is basically infinite. Each new dimension adds a new direction of space that extends infinitely. Thus, an infinite gap inside.
Sorry, did I blinked? Did I see
A new
The
direction
infinite?
of space that extends
the infinite? Yeah, yo, Pog, the goat, he's back.
infinitely. Thus, an infinite gap.
Kyle
in size
Rayner
and scope.
makes a womp
What?
construct.
We're just getting started.
True.
Imagine a 2-dimensional drawing interacting with a 3-dimensional person.
Okay, that's not too far off from what actually happened.
Because when Simone absorbed the multiverse labyrinth, he merged with every alternate universe version of himself, including an alternate universe Simone who is writing his own alternate universe version of Gurren Lagann.
Wait, what? I'm sorry, what?
Including an alternate
How fucking meta are we getting?
universe
Hold on.
Simone who is writing his own alternate universe version of Gurren Lagann.
Okay, so I was like semi-joking earlier when I was like, is Kyle gonna be aware of Simone? Like, oh hey, you're from that anime I like. I was like kind of joking, but I think Simone is also.
And that author's spiral power
That's okay. All right, bro. All right. Too much willpower. Can you like chill the fuck out for like 5 seconds? Here, have some green bean casserole.
made his fictional Simone
Nia
real.
Nia made it for
Adding
you.
another
A person came out of the manuscript. All right. You know what? All right, I'll gonna say it. All right, radio dramas should just be like banned forever. There should be no more.
to the myth.
What the fuck are you talking about? And using that power? Oh, all right. It's I don't know. willpower. How do you measure willpower? How do you I made a joke in Kratos versus Asura about how, like, oh, this one guy's really angry, and then the other guy's really, really angry, and I made that joke, but like, but now I'm being serious. Now it's like this guy really wants to win, but this other guy really, really wants to win, and this other, like, oh, brother, okay.
Wait, if every human being has spiral power, you're telling me we can all do this shit?
Yo, Sammy Classic Sonic fan! Yo, wait a minute, Pong! Sammy Classic Sonic fan
You're telling me we can all
has the most willpower out of any of us.
do this shit?
This all gave our Simone
Yep,
enough spiral power to form the next step in mecha evolution.
Alright, I don't...
Topa Gurren Lagann.
This is when Gurren Lagann gets...
Even if I did give a shit who won, it doesn't matter. Is to 10 out of 10. Sammy Classic Sonic fan in my death battle? It's more likely than you think.
Fucking crazy. Like shooting missiles that alter probabilities so they have a 100% chance of hitting you, or tossing galaxies around like frisbees. Sorry, did I say galaxies?
You just
I meant universes.
You hurl an entire Milky Way at your guy. You freaking freaks!
Simone's power was so immense that he started generating super spiral space, a higher dimension encompassing our own universe.
Simone the Digger is like, when will you learn that your actions have consequences? Gurren Lagann makes multiple references to brain theory. I don't have a big enough brain to understand that. And higher dimensional concepts that are consistent with author statements asserting these galaxies are in fact universes. Like it matters at this point, bro. I can't count that high.
Spiral space, a higher dimension encompassing our own universe.
With it, Simone turns his...
Despite their higher dimensional nature, an interview confirms these constructs, including Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann, could manifest in a three-dimensional real world. I could summon my own Gundam right now.
Thoughts into reality, letting him create his mech and all of its weapons in the first place.
Not only does this mean he no longer needs co-pilots, he can also regenerate any damage done to him or his mech just by willing it back into existence.
Like when Lord Genome used spiral power to survive quantum breakdown, or the time Nia, now the best wife in the universe, used
Simone is seen in interviews and directly shown to be the strongest spiral power user. As such, he is capable of the same feats and abilities as his crew. Yeah, I was, again, while watching it, I'm like, oh, is he gonna get his crew? Because I know he can pilot the tiny baby Gurren Lagann by himself. But then when it's like super galactic, it's like it's him and like everybody else. They're all on the same robot.
Use spiral power to constantly regenerate her body from being erased at the informational level for 7 days straight.
Information in physics is essentially the ones and zeros that make up every possible outcome in reality. Nia literally regenerated from the statistical certainty of her own destruction.
If I have spiral power, whiz, when the fuck is my leg growing
actually,
back?
This was not enough for the anti-spiral.
I don't want to die.
Evolved one more time.
Fuck you, maybe.
Two, Super Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann.
This mech is so...
Honest to God, it's like the last episode. The last episode is where it's like, okay, all right, he could fight a fucking DC Herald, fine.
big, its size is literally incalculable. And with a drill somehow even larger than that, Simone and his friends shattered the anti-spiral once and for all.
Hey, cruel indifference of the universe.
Or not like, again, not the last episode, the last four. All right, okay, feats. All right, survived eating Nia's cooking. All right, let's see it. Became the Simone that believed in him, which I feel like I've said that a million times way before I watch. I've been saying that for the last like decade. I've been saying believe in the me that believes in you. I guess that comes from this. I don't know where I got it from, but I've been saying that shit forever. And also, this is I also heard whoa fight the power. I heard that song before watching the show, and then I heard it in the show. I was like. So that's two things: the fight the power and believe in the me that believes in the you. I clapped. I clapped when they happened. pulled the moon back into orbit, struck all of space-time at once, absorbed the multiverse labyrinth. Oh, that's right. He didn't escape it. He just flat out was like, actually, you know what? Some of these fan fiction universes you got here, pretty good. Oh, I like this one. Oh, the tags on this dimension are great. Fluff and angst and smut all at the same time. I'll read this one. Withstood the infinity Big Bang storm, shattered a drill trillions of light years long, defeated viral, I forget how you pronounce it. That's I love that guy. I wish we saw more of him. Four Supreme Generals, Lord Genome, the Anti-Spiral.
That Simone's drill is the drill
Survived
that
shitting out
With no more worlds
Dia's
left
cooking.
to conquer, Simone chose to wander the earth for the rest of his days, in service to others.
always looking up. For all the lights in the sky are stars, and every star another world of spiral cousins that can live free.
All thanks to a humble digger.
Alright. They missed the most
The
important feat. Alright, I promise I'm not gonna pause for Kyle nearly as much because I know nothing about him whatsoever. So I'm gonna try to let this one rock a little bit. I'm still gonna pause to read the black boxes and stuff. But alright. Learning about you, my guy. What's your favorite anime? How far into One Piece are you? Let's find out.
Universe is a dangerous place. Should you find yourself face to face with an interdimensional vampire, alien dictators, or this one really pissed off cat, you know who to call.
The Green Lantern Corps.
Green
The Space
Busters.
Force, an intergalactic police force founded billions of years ago by blue leprechaun gods.
And the greatest Green Lantern among them was everyone's favorite,
Blue
Hal
Leopard.
Jordan.
You know him. You love him. You might hate him, but you gotta respect the
All right, that's one. Two more. Minimum of two
man
more.
with a will as unbreakable as Hal's.
Until the day his will.
Cross it off on your
broke.
bingo card.
After his hometown got completely obliterated, Hal lost his mind. He rampaged through the core, killing everyone in his path, and absorbed the central power battery, the literal Green Lantern.
Dick
Becoming
move.
the Emerald Tyrant, Parallax.
There was only one survivor of Parallax's
come on.
killing spree.
Come on, Hal.
Ganthet. And with what remained of his strength, he gave the last Green Lantern ring in the universe to a human, Kyle Rayner.
So was Kyle picked for his indomitable.
Oh no, not a fucking nerd. It's Jover. Everybody, pack it up. We're done. Comic art. Oh no, he's an even bigger nerd than I thought. Comic artist, Green Lantern. Likes Superman, Asian movies, Gamera, dislikes DC editorial, Jaws, love triangles.
willpower like Hal was?
He was just there. He had no idea what was going on. Must feel good being given the most dangerous
All right,
magical weapon in
whoever's
existence
writing
to
this
figure
comic,
out on
fuck
your
you.
own. Hey, if Colonel
I'm
Sanders
adding
can
my
master
own
space
AO3
weapon and a
tags.
sentient box can master it. What's your
I
excuse?
have the
Kyle?
willpower.
Green Lantern can do anything,
put every
fulfilling
tag
any wish its
here.
user desires as though it were a genie from a lamp.
It lets you fire energy blasts, create force fields, affect gravity, turn invisible and intangible, manipulate matter, time travel, warp reality, and erase things from existence.
Think we're exaggerating? Well, consider the time Kyle stretched the very fabric of space to increase the Planck length a billion times over. That's like stretching an inch into a light year.
Lanterns control time and space, letting them fly so fast they can create a Speed Force singularity.
Tapping into the Speed Force requires
Yeah,
entering a
dude.
higher dimension of space, requiring speeds that are not only
Yep.
faster than light, but totally immeasurable. And the rings have an artificial intelligence that operates just as fast, automatically protecting its user from danger.
Like the time that Boozer Kilowatt
People gotta research this shit. Most of this is going over my head. I'm like, big number, woo. The Green Lantern Chip stated his ring protected him from the effects of the Crisis on Infinite Earths. Dr. Ubix also survived the crisis by using the sucker stick, an analog to the Green Lantern ring. It's like, why am I even pausing to read these? It's not gonna matter. Everything's going over my head. Like, yeah, you gotta pause. Not only are the stats going over my head, I also can't read these fucking names. I'm doomed.
Being erased from existence by the crisis on Infinite Earths.
The ring is fueled by its
I don't
user's
have enough willpower to
and limited only
learn how
by
to
their
read.
Imagination.
While Hal may have had the greatest willpower in the Corps, Kyle's imagination is unmatched. Probably because he's a comic book artist. And we know from this show, they think of some wild shit.
But the Green Lantern's most recognizable ability is their constructs, Kyle's speciality.
Samurai armor, pirate ships, giant dragons, actual working home computers, and his favorite, super fighting robots. Hey, that one looks familiar.
Mega
Kyle can make
Man.
them strong enough to lift the Spectre, who weighs as
was that?
Robots.
Was that?
Hey, that one looks familiar.
There it is.
Kyle can make them strong enough to lift the Spectre, who weighs as much as
Legally distinct
eternity.
Gurren Lagann. My favorite form of Gurren
12.3
Lagann.
Dimensional Big Bang. Wait, 0.3? DC's multiverse has 12.3 dimensions? That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
The ring's only downside is that it's limited to 24 hours before needing a recharge.
So it can blow up universes, but it has the battery of an iPhone. Never mind, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Although I'd say
I just realized that my webcam is actually blocking the my webcam is actually blocking the black boxes. I read that one quietly on my own. I'm like, you know what, Chris? You don't have to pause for every single one. You can read it quietly. And then I looked over. I looked over at OBS. I was like, oh, I can't even read it at all. Oops.
iPhone.
After relinquishing the power of Ion, Kyle modified his Green Lantern ring to have an emergency reserve of backup power. It will never fully run out, even if it cannot maintain a 100% charge.
Never mind, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Although I'd say Kyle's biggest weakness was Kyle. With great power came no
He's mid.
responsibility.
Perhaps a manifestation of Kyle's self-doubt. Any reflection came too late, though, when one of Kyle's villains brutally murdered his girlfriend, Alex, and put her body in a fridge.
Kyle wasn't the only one traumatized.
Damn.
This moment was so infamous, it started the trope
What?
called
Wow. Okay. Wait. I was about to be like, damn, that's a bit much, and apparently everybody agrees, and they turned a bit much into a lot of a bit much. A whole TV tropes page.
Or how female characters are often sacrificed as mere plot devices to further a male character's development.
So it might
Now we're furthering the development of this fridge. What are you talking
a
about?
trope called
Forget the man. This was a perfectly good fridge, and they fucked it up.
fridging.
How could this happen? How could this be?
Mere plot devices to further a male character's
I had
development.
Popeye's
So it
leftovers
might
in
surprise you
there.
that it happened to Kyle again.
Kyle
Curse you,
finally
Green
got
Goblin.
serious. He became a prominent member of the Justice League, faced off against Hal, and even rebuilt the Green Lantern Corps better than ever.
But little did he know, this torchbearer's greatest journey had only just begun.
In order to save Ganthet from an emotional lobotomy, it's a long story, he had to master all the colors of the
hey,
emotional electromagnetics.
By all means, by all means.
There are 7
By all
colors,
means, tell
each
me.
representing a different emotion. The yellow light of fear lets
Feats.
Kyle manipulate the
Got a
worst
lobotomy
horrors in
and
your
lived.
mind. The more scared you are of him, the stronger he becomes.
Orange light is fueled by bottomless avarice, possessing Kyle to absorb not merely his enemies' attacks, but also their souls.
Red is rage, ripping out Kyle's heart and replacing his blood with napalm, which sounds like it sucks, but it's metal as hell.
Blue light is powered by hope and allows Kyle to heal wounds, resist mental domination, and supercharge his ring.
Indigo is compassion, reducing his opponent's will to fight and letting him open portals across space, connecting him to others.
He's gonna beat Simone by talking to him. It's gonna talk no jutsu. It's gonna end in a draw. They have the willpower to not fight. They both have the willpower to be like, wait a minute, we're in an episode of popular online show Death Battle. What do you say we go eat some pig mole meat, brother? Yeah.
The final one was the Sapphire Light of Love. With it,
I haven't heard of half of these rings. I'm only vaguely aware of, because of the Injustice games, besides green rings, I'm only vaguely aware of, yellow is fear, red is like anger and hate. All these other ones is like, White Lanterns are like, actually, I got all the colors of the rainbow. I got all the Lucky Charms.
enemies within crystal matrices and control their minds. But Kyle only mastered it by forgiving himself.
Simone,
of Alex's
I love
tragic
you.
death.
Oh, self-love. I get it. Must be nice. And with their powers combined, he doesn't just make his enemies taste the rainbow.
The lights of the spectrum merged, and Kyle became
No, okay. See, all right, guys. All right, I forgot to tell you I wrote this episode of Death Battle. I forgot to tell you I wrote it. I wrote the whole thing. I forgot that I already used the rainbow joke. I'm sorry. That's
a white lantern.
My bad.
With
My bad.
total control
My
over
bad.
the
I'm
power
sorry.
of life.
Wiz, I cannot think of an attack more useless in a death battle than something that makes you live.
Empowered by the physical embodiment of all life in the DC multiverse, Kyle is vastly more powerful than any other lantern in existence.
Far stronger than Hal, who could harness the energy of every
even a single central power battery contains enough power to create and destroy an entire universe, meaning Hal manipulated a multiversal amount of energy.
power battery across the multiverse.
Not only can Kyle instantly heal all wounds, purify corruption, and resurrect
I'm gonna get so drunk.
the dead,
So drunk that I
life is strong
traverse
enough to
the
go against threats
multiverse.
to all of creation.
I'll get so drunk that my brain loops back around on itself, and then I'm able to comprehend all of this. I'm gonna reach an interdimensional plane of existence, on Mountain Dew hard seltzer, which, by the way, I drank my last can of recently. I'm very upset about it. Now I have to wait until next time I'm back up in Maryland before I can buy more. I'm very upset about that. I put the red ring on me right now, bro. I gotta the hatred in my heart. Why is Mountain Dew hard seltzer not in New York? I will bring this up on stream once a month until the end of time. I'm so remember when I said I wasn't gonna pause on Kyle too much? I'm so
Like the anti-
Kyle has held his own against Parallax as a Green Lantern, and Parallax has fought Time Trapper, Spectre, and Anti-Monitor while possessing Hal. This substantiates the White Lantern as being equal or superior to Anti-Monitor.
Okay, so it's not totally useless.
Especially after Kyle visited the Source and acquired the life equation. Essentially, the Source.
Everybody else is already like done watching the fight, and I'm still over here.
Life is worth living.
With it, Kyle can alter all of reality at a whim, even threatening the new gods like Darkseid.
The life equation, like its counterpart,
Contained a supernova, survived the Big Bang that created the DCU, outsped the laws of physics, surpassed Hal Jordan's power, resisted the anti-life equation's domination, mastered the emotional spectrum, defeated Wonder Woman, Parallax, Amazo, Oblivion. Yep, I'm pretty sure they brought up the anti-life equation before in Death Battle in previous DC episodes. I always forget exactly what it does. But all I know is it's that thing where if you have it, you win, I guess. But they both got willpower. They both really want to win. They're both gonna kiss it. They're both gonna kiss and do a little smooch. And they're gonna love each other, and they're gonna be like, actually, wait, the guy who's writing this episode. Wait, who wrote this episode? If it was Liam, Liam himself is gonna appear midway through the fight. Or whoever wrote it or directed it or whatever. They're going to appear midway through the fight, and then Kyle and Simone are going to be like, "Fuck you!" And they're gonna. Liam's gonna pass away. Rip.
the anti-life equation, is a conceptual artifact from a higher reality, originating in a platonic realm that is, in a sense, more real than we are.
So it's not a shock that the equation made Kyle too powerful.
He struggled to control it, and it subconsciously manifested a being composed of his fears and anxieties. Oblivion. Kyle's greatest weakness was still himself.
What the? He got. All right, If I didn't know any better, I would say, oh, this is like a Marvel DC crossover where like Venom got a lantern ring or something. That's what this is. If I didn't know any better, which I wouldn't if they didn't just say that his name is actually Oblivion. And I'm like, okay, you got it.
Oblivion. Kyle's greatest weakness was still himself.
Kyle spent his whole life struggling with the power that the gods granted him, and throughout it all,
Believe
he
in
always
the
rose to
Batman
occasion,
that
carrying
believes
the
in
universe on his
Batman.
back.
But ultimately, the only way to stop power from corrupting is to spread it.
Believe in
Kyle
the
split
Superman
life
that
equation into
believes in the
pieces to found
Duperman.
his second core, the White Lanterns. And and together, they shattered Oblivion, destroying the self-doubt that plagued Kyle once and for all.
Not bad for a comic book geek from LA.
And now he was the one giving out rings of unlimited power to people who weren't sure if they could command it.
So he told them the truth. You can't teach someone how to use such power. You have to learn yourself, making mistakes along the way.
But with the power of life at their command, there's no end to their journey, only endless beginnings. Hey, remember Beerus
All right, well,
versus
I got
Solar
nothing.
Galaxia? No? Well, that's
Yes.
because it was taken off YouTube for being too anime. But we've got a solution.
It's
our own website.
it's
That's
too moe.
www.deathbattle.gg. It's like our own private Patreon.
I
with a
forgot that
store
that
for Death
episode
Battle
was
merch
still
and a
banned on
complete Death
YouTube.
Battle video archive. It's
I
got
forgot.
episodes that YouTube has banned, blocked, and censored, and there's even more goodies on the way. So check out deathbattle.gg live right now.
I will. Well, when I inevitably at some point in the future make a big death battle video, like scripted produced video, at least I have an official source to watch that at, because I would have had to resort to re-uploads. But at least there's an official source. That's nice. Anyway, I have no fucking idea. Whatever, dude.
All right, the games are set.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
The data through all possibilities.
That's my.
It's time for a death battle!
That's my research. My research is eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, bro. This one guy's really angry. This other guy's really angry. This other guy has a lot of really wants to win. This other guy really wants to win. This guy really wants to do a big smoochie, and this other guy really wants to get drilled. Like, I don't. It's. Look, I don't care who wins. I paused so much. Everyone else has already finished watching the fight. They know what the next time is. The wars have probably already started. In fact, actually, yeah, I could hear screaming down the block. Yep, they're all coming for me. Yeah, I don't know. Whoever the fuck wins. All right, let's just go. Let's just fuck me up, bro. Fuck me up, bro. Boom, boom.
All right, I'm not rusty at all.
Hey dude, Green Lantern Officer Kyle Rayner here. Ring says you've got a Class A galactic super weapon, whatever that is. I'm thinking it's the giant mech. Why don't you hand it over?
Nah.
Lagann's mine, officer. Just who the hell do you think you are?
Is that the motherfucking Luigi's Mansion vacuum cleaner? What the fuck? He's a nerd! Okay, alright. I like the... We're like 3 constructs in. I already like them way better than Hal Jordan already. Excuse me, I have some anime opinions to show you. Ha!
We do the impossible.
See the invisible.
Touch the untouchable.
Break the unbreakable.
Boom, boom, fight the power.
Now you know.
Boom, boom, fight the power.
I'm Simone the Digger. If there's a wall in my way, I'll smash it down.
No, we already established I can't read. No.
Stop fighting.
Oh no, he's throwing every AO3 tag at him at once. How can he possibly? No amount of willpower could possibly.
Have faith in the Simone that believes in you.
Don't worry. After this, They're gonna will the loser back to life, and then they're gonna go get something to eat together. Don't worry. Oh yeah! And this is why they told me that I need glasses. Because that's gonna make somebody go blind.
The super weapon wasn't your mech. It was me. Then, Simone, I'm taking you in.
All right, and then the pig mold comes out and fucking chews Kyle's head off.
Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern fly!
Let's see you break those teeth!
I thought he was gonna drill like right through his hand up his arm. Oh dear God.
You'd make a good lantern.
Simone of Earth, you have been chosen.
Just who the hell do you think I am?
Wow.
For the guy with the snazzy.
The ring didn't even wait like 3 seconds. It was like the absolute millisecond. The light left his eyes. The ring was like, "Get me the fuck out of here, yo, Simone, you the goat." More like Simone the goater. Yo, I'm with you, my guy.
These sunglasses.
When both
This fucking weeb, I couldn't wait to get away from him.
By our normal standards. Take speed. Simone can hit an infinite number of targets all at once, and Kyle can.
All right, so I guess all the yelling and screaming I heard outside wasn't Death Battle fans. I guess it's just regular people getting regularly murdered. Boring. Who cares?
Flight fast enough to surpass the normal concept of speed itself.
When you control space and time, things like strength and speed kind of become irrelevant.
Instead, let's analyze them through a lens more applicable to beings as absurd as Simone and Kyle. Their imagination, their willpower, and their ultimate potential.
Wow, okay, so they were like, "Hey guys, listen, look, all right, we're gonna keep it a buck. Numbers, they don't even exist. It's literally he was trapped in a dream world that like nobody ever escaped from ever in their life, and then like 5 minutes later he decided he was bored and peaced out. Like what are we supposed to do? Not happening. The TI-83 calculator's not helping us out on this one, bro.
First up, imagination. The boundless things they could conjure to use against the other. Both could think up just about anything.
We're just
like absorbing each other's attacks, fighting across time, anything.
Simone did have a few attacks.
We're only hitting you. We're hitting you with something worse than math. Opinions. Anyway, Kyle struggled to erase. I'm not. I'm not reading these. I'm giving myself the willpower to ignore the black boxes for now. I'll go back. I'll rewatch this later. I'll read them later. I have the willpower.
Simone couldn't adapt to with, say, his energy absorption. Imagination is a draw.
That leaves the other main factor for both characters, the origin of their unbelievable might, their willpower.
And that's really gonna be the winning factor here, since it's the source of every.
Oh god, wait. No, I had a thought. What if? Wait. All right. Maybe it happened and I missed it. It'd be really fucking funny if I went back and one of the constructs or whatever was a fridge. I can't get over the fridge thing. This is the first time I'm hearing about it. The fridge thing is so funny. I'm so sorry. I don't know why. Wait a minute. This giant robot. Oh, I'm gonna need a bigger fridge.
Everything for both of them. Whoever's got the stronger willpower wins.
Both can manipulate reality on a multiversal scale with their willpower, but we can use dimensions to roughly calculate a difference. This might sound absurd for most characters, but it's necessary for beings as beyond the pale as Simone and Kyle.
The multiverse labyrinth that Simone absorbed contained 11 spatial dimensions. That's 1.3 dimensions less than the multiverse Kyle's power can threaten.
And remember, each numbered dimension infinitely surpasses the one below it.
Which meant Kyle Kyle's willpower was stronger at a base level. However, that doesn't necessarily mean Kyle gets the edge, because if there's one thing both of these guys are known for, it's that they can always get stronger.
So to determine the limits of their willpower, we first need to understand their full potential.
You want to know what rhymes with willpower? Drill power.
Simone's whole deal with spiral power is how he can constantly evolve to get stronger.
I
So
didn't
just because
have to
Simone
pause for
starts
that
out
one.
weaker doesn't mean he'll stay that way.
Absorbing the multiverse labyrinth required Simone to leapfrog several orders of infinity in an instant. Simone made himself that much stronger through sheer force of will.
More than enough to close the gap with Kyle, especially since spiral power also lets him regenerate his body down to an informational level. Kyle's never destroyed something that thoroughly before.
Without the ability to
Yeah, you know what? We're all worried about AI taking over. I think we actually are robots. We're
Informational level. Kyle's never destroyed something that thoroughly before.
Without the ability
AI,
to
who
kill
cares?
Simone, it was only a
Anti-spiral?
matter of time
Now
before
I'm
Kyle's
scared.
ring ran low on charge.
Y'all are worried about
Especially
AI, I'm
since
worried about
Simone could only
AS.
regenerate for at least a week straight, like Nia did. While Blue Lantern Light could boost Kyle's power, he's never jumped several orders of infinity in strength like Simone has.
And while Kyle could manipulate emotions to reduce Simone's willpower, Simone resisting the labyrinth's
They didn't love it. They didn't kiss. I forgot. No fridge, no fridges, no smooches.
manipulation
Ah.
power through anything Kyle threw at him.
Everything, that is.
They
except for
didn't
light
give
equation.
Liam a
It originated
smooch.
from a higher level of reality and would have
No.
more than even the odds.
Too bad.
Frickin'
Kyle couldn't
Fricks!
control it. It was just as much a detriment to him as an asset, forcing him to relinquish it to keep from destroying reality and himself.
Compare that to Simone, who merged with a version of himself, writing a version of Gurren Lagann, and using spiral power to make that fiction into reality.
A pretty similar level of reality to the life equation, and a level of power
At least they touched drills. So true, dude. So true. Yo, it's about to be Pride Month. Happy Drill Month, everybody. If someone wants to consensually touch your drill, by all means, it's all you. This is your month. This is the.
Simone had no trouble embracing and mastering by the end of his story. No matter how you look at it, Simone might start weaker, but his peak will always transcend Kyle's. Isn't that how all of Simone's battles usually go anyway? That's Gurren Lagann in a nutshell.
So Simone's incredible potential eclipsed Kyle, which means his willpower was ultimately greater. Kyle may have embodied life itself, but Simone's
Two birds, one stone. Greater rate of adaptation, superior regeneration, resist the emotional spectrum. Countered each other's. Wow. Okay. Yeah. It's just. Yeah. Weaker initially until he decides. Actually, no. Fuck you. Fight the power.
unstoppable evolutionary potential would shatter even this
Most
lantern's
creative
light.
use of his
Kyle
ring.
at
Nah,
least
bruh.
dug the fight, because
Didn't
when
see
it
one-
comes
didn't
to
see
death
one
battle
fridge. What are you talking
losers,
about?
He was a dead ringer.
The winner is Simone the Digger.
The winner is Sammy Classic Driller fan. Sammy Classic Digger fan. All right, that was all right. Before I see this next time, real quick, let me back up real quick. I think just off of a first viewing, I think the only thing I didn't like was granted, it was like the first thing he said, so you know it didn't warrant like a belting out screaming yet, but
Rayner, that is.
the delivery of just who the hell do you think I am?
It's mine, officer. Just who the hell do you think you are?
Okay, all right, or you know, an equivalent of that. It's, you know, it's the fight just started. There's no reason to be belting your throat out. I think I would have saved that for the end when he's in Galaxy mode, and then he has a reason to scream, or maybe he said it and I was, you know, pogging over touching drills. I don't. I was. Yeah, just the tips, bro.
Then, Simone, I'm taking you in brightest day, in blackest night. No evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power.
You freaking fricks! Ah! Yeah, No, that right there. I for like a split second. I saw the Mortal Kombat X-rays in my brain. I was like, oh, this is about to go right through. He ain't gonna be able to flip the bird no more ever again. Right in there, clean. I just.
Let's see you grit those teeth!
And one of them's a rainbow. Coincidence? Happy Pride Month, everybody. Wait, actually no. All right, wait about 6 more days. 6 more days. Right now it's illegal, but it's illegal to drill.
Good.
All right.
May have embodied
Wait, please wait 6 business days to drill.
is Simone the Digger.
Next time.
All right. That was pretty good. I'm gonna go back and rewatch it and try to actually pretend that I'm comprehending anything going on. I kind of respect at the end they were like, bro, we're not gonna give you numbers. We fucking can't on this one. He said fuck the moon, and then he like 5 minutes, and then like from there it was the entire series is like Gurren Lagann is like the ultimate edging tool. If you want to edge yourself, watch Gurren Lagann, because it's like the first like 20 something episodes is like we're just like all the way down here, and then like, you know, here's like the moon and all that, and then like the last like 5 episodes is like, ha, psych, whoa, it's still going, it's still expanding, oh, it's still going, oh my, it's so if you want to edge, just watch Gurren Lagann. Anyway, all right, so good shit. I think just offhand, I think the only thing I would change is save just who the hell do you think you are until the end. They probably blew their load early. I'm gonna hate it if I rewatch this and then find out, oh wait, no, they say it again later, and I missed it. I'm gonna be so self-conscious about that. But as far as I know, is only the beginning, but whatever. Good shit. They touch tips. God bless. Happy Pride Month. All right. Next time, I'm hoping that this is an episode that we have not heard about in the Kickstarter. I've out of every episode that has premiered this year, the only one we did not know about ahead of time was Ghost Rider versus Spawn. That's the only one that was like a surprise announcement. Everything else was a Kickstarter match that we've known about for a while. Been like 3 or 4 in a row. Surprise me. Hit me with the Smash Brothers reveal. Hit me. Oh my God, Steve is in Smash. Crash the fake Twitter that I invented in my mind. All right. What could it be? Is there anything? Can I guess this? Is there anything? If it's not one that we haven't heard about yet, is there anything coming out soonish that's like relevant? Or I don't know. Let me first frame this. What do we got?
On Death Battle.
Wait, Jazz? Sly Cooper? No. That's no, that's Sly Cooper. Well, that's clearly Egypt. Wait, what? Oh. I was like, oh, Mad Max? Okay. Not a property I thought they were gonna cover anytime soon. And then I just got fucking jump scared by what the, oh wait. I was like, what's with the, I haven't seen a Mad Max movie yet. But I was like, oh, Jazz. And then wait, Mad Max is Jazz? What? No, I don't believe you. I got
Death Battle.
jump scare. All right, Wiley versus Tom is, oh, all right. Okay. I mean, guys, Mad Max! Mad Cat?
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle. Thanks for watching.
Finally. I know the Rooster Teeth shutdown threw everything for a loop. I know that. I do think it's very funny that the runner-up loser, Kratos versus Asura, happened before this one, the actual winner. I know Rooster Teeth threw everything out of whack. But I do think it's funny. Just all right, fuck. All right, part of me, the Smash Brothers reveal trailer aficionado inside of me was hoping for a new matchup we haven't heard about yet, but I will also gladly accept the Tournament of Champions winner finally, the actual winner.
Subscribe.
I've never was this. I guess this is Space Jam 2, I guess. I haven't seen that movie, nor do I ever want to in my life. Unless they... Apparently Sora versus LeBron James is a matchup. Apparently. And if they ever do that, after I'm done yeeting myself into the sun, I'm gonna have to watch Space Jam 2, I guess. Alright. Okay, hold on. Let me just back up and right. No, fuck. No, get the no. I'm supposed to be the pausing master.
I'm on Death Battle.
All right, keep that on my screen. All right, there we go. That's I've never been jump scared harder in my life. I have to stop trying to freeze frame these next times. They okay. Last time I saw a green light and I was like, no, it's not Kyle versus Simone, and then it was Kyle versus Simone. All right. Shit. Yeah. All right. Hey, fucking good episode. I got nothing. It had a severe lack of fridges. You know, I'm glad they touched tips, but absolutely there was zero smooches. Very upset about that. And I'm still gonna avoid the comments, just in case. Just in case. In case everybody. It's like, oh wait, the Green Lantern, the DC character lost. What am I supposed to complain about now? I gotta go. Absolutely no fridges. Zero out of no. All right, no, get me out of here. All right, that a good episode. I am looking forward to finally seeing Wiley versus Tom. So now we're gonna go from willpower to Toon Force, which are two things I equally don't want to fuck with. But oh, brother. There was this one part where he like went sketch mode. Is that anime Superman with it's Superman with a Wonder Woman shield and a Green Lantern sword.
We do the impossible. See the invisible.
Is the drawing like continuously smiling?
We do the
Oh wait, look at this frame. Hold on. Wait, no. What was that? All right, look at drawing Superman's smile. He like galaxy level Clash. He's just like, yep, yep, yeah, okay, yeah. You think your willpower is better than mine? Fucking whatever. You want to touch tips, bro? No. All right. With that, I'm gonna take a brief break to go get a snack. We are going to switch over to wrapping up Mario Kart DS mission mode now. So let's do that. I am going to boom, fight the power. But no, really Really good episode. I dug that. I also dig that I don't have to worry about Death Battle capital D discourse for a month or so. Again, it took me a while to learn about the Ben 10 Green Lantern discourse. It took me a while, but now, unfortunately, I am online enough where it usually comes across. It usually gets back to me naturally, whether I want it to or not. Unfortunately, but again, regardless of however it went, I dug it. I'm gonna go grab a snack. We will continue Mario Kart when I get back. Let me just pull the game up and we'll BRB.